Well, colleagues, let me call the community to order. If we were sitting in Casina, Pio, Marcelo would ring the bell now. We would be standing in the middle ground of our auditorium and reluctantly would stop our conversations and settle down in the meeting rooms. It's good to so many of you joining this important plenary conference of the Pontifical Academy of Science. Dear fellow academicians, eminences, excellencies, distinguished guests, thank you all, and a special thanks to all speakers for accepting our invitation to contribute with your research and your thoughts to this conference. I kindly ask you now to mute your microphones for the time being. Otherwise, I will do that. Let me highlight the theme of the conference is Science for Survival. Science for Survival. It's astonishing that we actually had defined this theme, Science for Survival, in our council a year ago, long before we learned about COVID-19. We wanted to draw attention to the opportunities of science to protect humankind, environment in the Anthropocene. But in the context of COVID-19, we adjusted the agenda to mainly address challenges and scientific opportunities to mitigate, prevent, or overcome the COVID-19 problems. The conference also addresses interlinkages with planetary health. At the outset of this conference, I underlined just two opportunities of science that this plenary may consider. There are many more. While we must address the acute problems of the pandemic, we should also take a long-run view beyond the pandemic, in the field of health and in the fields of risks for humanity. The long-run view may also include opportunities to learn from the situation. That's the point. Our academy concluded in April in a statement that a more responsible and society is required if we are to survive as humankind. The way how some nations try to get their hands on vaccines does not bode well. Vaccines must not only be developed by science, but also produced by industry and shared equitably through political means. I hope we have learned already something about the benefits of solidarity as a global community through this COVID-19 pandemic. Solidarity is a theme in the encyclical letter Fratelli Tutti of Pope Francis, just published a few days ago. And we will hear more about that. I kindly ask now our Chancellor, our dear Chancellor, Monsignor Marcelo Sorondo, to add his welcoming remarks. And I hand over to you, Marcelo.